Hello everyone and welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Online Exploration series. It's been a while since our last one, but I'm happy to be bringing this back. We last left off a few months ago completing Sheogorath's Tongue and have ported straight back to Davon's Watch, where today we'll be exploring the Crow's Wood public dungeon. I'm going to quickly show you the map before we get in because we hit a quest right by the front door, so on entry we'll pick up the quest A Sun's Promise. We'll then head straight over a bridge to the tower area here on the map, where we'll find a cave containing the first boss, Grizzlehide, as well as an eidetic memory. Moving on, there's a lore book in here called Crow's Spell of Binding, which you can grab from a few locations in this dungeon depending on how you do the quest. Further south, we find a ruined house where we continue that quest and pick up a new one, Decree of the Court, which introduces some of my favourite characters in the game, the Blackfeather Court. Heading south again, we'll come to the Moonlit Maiden, a Wisp Mother boss who can be pretty tough for lower levels to solo, and just below that, the Skyshard, which I've already picked up, but I'll show you the location of it anyway. We then head north, taking on Buron in his cave before looping into a large area filled with bats and their alpha, Shriekscorn. Finishing up the Decree of the Court quest and continuing A Sun's Promise, we finish off with a fight against Wrathvenom and the group challenge boss named Ghyslain. So it's a pretty easy path going straight through Davon's Watch past all of the traders and the crafting locations. We'll just hook a left here, come up these stairs beyond the Fighters Guild and down to the Fish Stink Tavern, which is where you'll have your first meeting with the Undaunted if you are in the Ebonheart Pact faction. So it's pretty easy to find. Once you get to the entrance of the Fish Stink Tavern, you want to follow that path to the left there. You can see the cave entrance. And once you get to that cave, you'll find a chest. Open up the chest and that will activate the portal to Crow's Wood. Once you get in to Crow's Wood, you speak to Tamriel immediately ahead of you. And that starts our first quest.
I hope you're not here to attack me. If I die before I stabilize this portal, you'll be trapped here. Since killing me is off the table, I could use some help. My father, Tamriel, is missing. He disappeared from his workshop in Davon's Watch. I think his disappearance has some connection to this place. I want to know what, and then find him if I can. He was there one day and gone the next. His notes call this place Crow's Wood. It's the only clue I have. I thought I saw an old house up the trail. Could you take a look? I need to stabilize this portal. I must concentrate or the portal will close. Excuse me.
Tamriel will also explain to you the nature of Crow's Wood and that we're in a pocket of oblivion where everything is created from illusion and metaphor. The particular realm we're in is part of Evergloam, a realm of perpetual twilight ruled by the Daedric prince Nocturnal. We also learn that Tamriel spent most of his life studying Oblivion and the various methods of fighting Daedric threats, and that he made a bit of an error disguising the portal inside a chest and probably should have placed it in something a little less intriguing to pass us by, like the adventurer that we are. So as you can see, the boss has already been killed, but it's not too bad. We can loop and clear this really quickly once we've done the quest, and it's pretty much just going around in a clockwise formation, so you can actually knock out these bosses in a couple of laps, especially if some of them are dead. It's an easy one to do. Couple of things that are really useful to note in here though is you get a lead for the Talk of Tonal Constancy that drops from any of the bosses in this dungeon, so that's a good one to have. And there's also a few crafting materials and stuff you can pick up here as well. It's also one of the easier ones because of the types of mobs that we've got. The bosses are really the only ones that you may have a bit of trouble with, and that's only if you aren't able to sustain resources and things like that. As long as you've got a bit of self-healing or you're running the Ring of the Pale Order, you can pretty much solo this very quickly. Buron is also down, so we'll just go to the burned building and carry on with the quests. And here we are, the Blackfeather Court.
Intruder! Halt! Halt! Intruder! You have entered the domain of the Blackfeather Court. You must pay the toll, flesh or silver. Choose! Then, well, things will go badly for you. Droppings on your shiny clothes. Yes, that's it. An incessant cawing will keep you awake all through the night. Do not cross Blackfeather Court, intruder. There are two tolls you can pay. The toll of flesh or the toll of silver. Choose! The toll of flesh commits you to fight our enemies, the wretched bats of this wood. Each time you kill a bat, we'll descend to feast upon the bat's tender bits. The toll of silver. Search the dark caves and the farthest corners of the woods. Collect trinkets of shiny silver left by those who fell to the wolves. Glitter and glister, such trinkets please us with their luster. Speak then, featherless one. Then we shall feast on our foes. When you have killed 4 and 4 of the flying rats, find the seneschal of Carrion. Pay the toll or pay the price. The something rhymes with rice. Yes, almost got it. I'm not good at warning rhymes yet. Don't look at me like that.
It's always worth talking to the Blackfeather Court another time after you started the quest, because some of the dialogue is fantastic and they're one of the reasons they're my favourite characters in the game. Anyway, moving on, we pick up the Charred notes to continue the quest, and then Tamriel joins us at the charred remains of this house.
Chilling. Look at this place. It was deliberately set on fire. Interesting. Why was my father here? And who is this witch he mentioned? I stabilized the portal, but it's not going to stay that way. I need to attend to it. Would you go to the court my father mentioned? Maybe someone there knows of his fate.
So as you can see, the Blackfeather Court feature heavily in this area and both associated quests. We're going to carry on with that in a moment. First of all, we need to head south to take on the Moonlit Maiden and pick up the Skyshard. A couple of wisps to wipe out on our way. Bit of a precursor to the fight we're about to have, because the Moonlit Maiden will summon other wisps and copies of herself, which can get a little bit intense if you aren't quick enough to take them down, take her down in particular. And she is up, so we'll get started and start batting away. I think the wolf just followed us in there as well, so he's gone as well. Here come a few. It's this AoE that can be quite difficult to avoid and get out of the way of. And she's probably about to split. And it's just kind of a guessing game to work out which one it is that you need to keep going on. I think I got the right one. Yeah, it looks like I did. And down she goes. So pretty easy if you're aggressive and have a fair bit of self-healing. It should be okay. And just have a little swim to the rocks over here, and you'll grab your Skyshard right there. Then it's a case of going back up north, and we'll check on Buron's cave to see if he's in there. And then resume the quest. So it's been a while since I did one of these videos, and that's mainly because it takes the feel that I want to get from them and the kind of effect I want to create and the type of content that I want this to be. It takes me a lot of work to do them, and I kind of got a little bit dissatisfied with it. The reason I'm doing this on a different character, Buron wasn't there by the way, so we're going to move on. I actually did a test version of this on the Sorcerer that I was bringing to all of these previous videos, and it was a disaster. It didn't come out right because there's a lot to do in this one and a lot of dialogue and things like that, so I've had to bring a character that luckily I hadn't done this on yet and do it that way. I had wanted to do every zone on one character, but because a lot of my characters are EP, in fact all of my characters are EP, and I've got 18 characters, most of them have done all of the public dungeons and stuff, so it was quite difficult to find one that hadn't done this one. And hopefully I'll be able to find some that haven't done the delves in the other areas. So we've got bats here, we're going to kill these, and this will help fulfill the Decree of the Court quest. You can take the Toll of Silver, but it does involve going to other like far-reaching places in this public dungeon, so it's much quicker if you just pay the Toll of Flesh, because you can actually work it into the rotation when you're going through this. Take out some ghosts, and then there's a few bats straight ahead that we can run at, but I'm going to get the boss Shriekscorn first, just in case some other players turn up and take him down as well. We've got someone helping us, so it shouldn't take us that long to bring him down. This guy has a few fears and stuff, and his shrieks can cause a little bit of debuff on you, but it's easy enough to bring him down, especially having someone else with us. Down he goes. And then it's back onto the bats. So I think we got 1 so far, we need 8. Here's another 3. Down they go. It is taking me a little bit longer than I was expecting to bring them down, but this is a respect Nightblade tank, so he's not quite kitted out for everything, but he's got plenty of health, so he shouldn't die. I think that was another 2. That's 6 and 7, and I think there's like a few stacks of 3 a bit further, which shouldn't be too difficult to bring down, and that should complete the quest just in front of the home of the Blackfeather Court. So as you can see, it's again pretty much just doing loops, making sure that you're aware of what enemies are in what places, and you shouldn't have to do too much backtracking. The only backtracking I would envisage you'd have to do is if you have missed a boss because it's already dead. So that's the stairs we came up. I'm going to go straight ahead. Some spiders here. Again, more precursors to the main bosses of these particular areas. If you fight spiders, you know you're pretty close to the spider boss. If you're fighting bats, you know you're pretty close to the bat boss. So the game has a few tells in this dungeon. And then we'll just progress through, and to the right here, I think, yep, that's right, this is the Blackfeather Court, where we'll talk to a few other members.
You! Knave tells me you choose toll of flesh. True? True? The court is fat and happy. The bats are dead, and we have fed. Eyes and wings and skin and ears, such tender bits. We are pleased with your tribute, Featherless. The Duke wishes to speak with you. The Featherless has paid the toll. Let this be known throughout the wood.
Featherless approaches! Approaches! Indeed. Your efforts will be rewarded, my featherless subject. You are the first to satisfy the terms of our toll. I hereby bestow upon you citizenship in these woods, as well as vassal servants to aid you. Welcome to Crow's Wood, fledgling. Take care of your new vassals, fledgling.
You want something, Featherless? Ah yes, the Dark Elf. He was a diligent student. Is somewhat crass. Talented, to be sure. But there was something off-putting about him. My suspicions were confirmed when he locked Crow Mother in the tower. Of course, she got her way in the end. Crow Mother is lonely. She doesn't get many visitors, and we, her children, aren't the best company. Hard to believe, but true. We agreed that if we'd teach Rulantaril the secrets of magic, he would return to her side. Yes! The bargain's power brought him to her side and locked him in the tower. It's just as well, really. You want to talk to them? Rulantaril left his tower key in a ruined structure nearby. It's in a cursed chest with a fiery guardian.
If you talk to the Duke of Crows further after completing this portion of the quest, he'll tell you that the Crow Mother hatched them, raised them and taught them how to speak, and then she gave the Duke his title because he was the smartest, biggest and loudest, and then she forgot about them. Possibly because they're too loud and always want more and more and more, according to the Duke, but they must eventually leave their nest, and the Crow Mother has allowed them dominion over the wood, and their ongoing war with the bats and wolves keeps them busy. So here we are at the chest. We open this to get the key, and it spawns a Flame Artronak, which we can bring down with ease. This is one of the unique enemies that you will encounter in here, mainly because they don't often appear in this part of Oblivion. They're more in tune with the kind of, you know, the ones that you will most likely see in the Elder Scrolls Oblivion and the new expansion, Blackwood. If you have picked it up yet, I've not actually explored a lot of the main quest, but it looks great and they've done a fantastic job with it, especially weaving in current dungeons into that storyline. Anyway, further up here, we'll find our spider boss. Just take down this spider who appears to have latched onto us, and she is not. Oh. So you can either wait or carry on. We're just going to carry on with the quest, really, because, you know, time is of the essence, and we'll loop back round and make this part of our second lap to take her down. Quite difficult one, this one as well. Stacks a lot of poison damage and AoE on you, also has a fair few stuns and stuff, and summons extra spiders just to really tick you off and make life difficult for you. But she is easy to bring down eventually. And over here, that's not where we need to go. It's easy to get lost in this place, I will say that. So if you have a map add-on, that really does help. Anyway, we'll come back to here. She hasn't respawned again, and it's this archway here that you need to go through. And up here in this tower is where we will find the Crow Mother. In we go.
Intruder, are you here to take him away from me? We bargained in good faith, all fair and square. You can't have him. Why recoil so? Am I truly so hideous? Would you spurn me as Rolanteriel did years ago? Yes, Rolanteriel is here. We made a bargain, but he thought to renege by binding me in this tower. He still fights me. He doesn't want to stay. Make him see reason. Make him honor our agreement. Sweet Rolanteriel came to me, the nether niece of the Nocturnal, to learn the secrets of the forgotten magic. In exchange, when the time came, he was to return to keep me company. That was our bargain, sealed in blood and arcane runes. He tried to avoid his responsibilities, but the magic wouldn't allow it. He made a tiny miscalculation. When he left, that hurt me deeply. He used me, but I forgive him. He must stop fighting and stay with me. Do you now? Very well, intruder. Tell me. Thank you. He's raging in the corridors below us, trying to blast his way out with magic. The magic we taught him. Please, don't kill him. I don't want to be alone.
So you actually have three choices here. You can convince Rolanteriel to stay and honour his bargain, you can kill both the Crow Mother and Rolanteriel, or you can kill the Crow Mother and free Rolanteriel. I am going to force him to honour his part of the bargain. Mainly because it's the first dialogue choice when you don't use your UI, and that's all you can really do. So all you need to do is subdue him. You have this little fight with him. Take him down. He's a sorcerer, so he does a couple of like blasting around and this sort of stuff.
Enough, curse you! I yield.
And then, for some reason, the lazy bugger, rather than walking out and taking the ladder, opens up a damn portal upstairs. And rather than allowing us to go through it and join him upstairs, we have to do all the walking. Anyway, Crow's Spell of Binding can be found here. Just have a little read, and then we'll move on and get out of here. And then all that's left to do is hand in at Tamriel, and we can finish off the last three bosses that we missed.
Isn't this better, my love? No more bickering.
Bickering? I think there'll be a lot of bickering when my son gets here.
You have a son. I can't wait to meet him. He can stay here with us. There's plenty of room.
Great. Just great.
Well, he should learn a lesson not to make bargains with Daedra and end up doing this sort of thing. Anyway, the group boss involves killing all of these ghosts that are dotted around this area, and that'll summon a larger ghost in the middle, right there. So there are 4 packs of 3 that you need to bring down. Again, pretty easy. Drop a load of AoE on them and cleave away at them, and they should go down really quickly. This boss is really easy to solo. There's not much about him. A couple of those like frost stuns and roots that come out, but other than that, it's a relatively easy fight. Probably the easiest like public dungeon group boss you'll ever encounter. Doesn't hit too hard and is very easy to bring down, but he looks really cool, and this area in particular is beautiful, so we'll be coming back here for a little look at it later on. And there we go, nice and easy. Right, we just need to go back up what you can do is you can just barrel on straight ahead here and drop off the edge of this cliff, which we're actually going to do. It makes sense because we can drop down here and hopefully Grizzlehide will be up. So we'll just take down these wolves. There's no, you know, doesn't seem to be anyone around, so it may have respawned. Oh, yep, there we are, Grizzlehide. So a bear, pretty easy to bring down. Most of the bosses in here you will find pretty easy. They're more frustrating than anything, some of their mechanics and things, but it's a bit of a walk in the park, especially if you've now got companions and stuff with you. I can't imagine you would have any issues with any of this, and you definitely not need a group up for it. So Grizzlehide eventually goes down after a little bit of work. There we are. Oh, another player coming in. I hope they manage to get a hit on them. And right here is, where is it? Somewhere next to this dead person. There we are. This is the Crowswood Traveller's Log, and as you can see, they've taken shelter in the cave, not realising that there's a bear, and the dialogue, well, the writing cuts off there, probably because they've had their head ripped off by Grizzlehide. And then all that's left to do is grab Buron and the big spider. Jump off here actually, and we'll grab Buron in his cave. Should have respawned by now, I would think. Doesn't look like anyone's cleared any ads out or anything, so there's a good chance the boss will be up. Yeah, there he is, asleep, so he does sometimes look dead, until you actually get the first hit on him, or get close enough to wake him up. And all you really need to watch out for is that dual-wield whirlwind that he does, but it's pretty easy to track. You get a bit of a tell when he's about to do it, and then leaping over your head, which can just be frustrating more than anything, especially if you just put dots down. But other than that, another easy fight. I was talking about the crow mother. So yeah, basically, if you pick the choice where you kill both of them, the crow mother retreats to the first tower that we came to, and you have to kill her in there. I also think she does it if you decide to kill her to free Rulanteril, or she may actually just go down into the tower that we fought Rulanteril in. I can't quite remember. I do it this way because it seems to be the quickest way to get through it to me. But if you are kind of playing for an RP and lore side of things, it's completely up to you how you do this quest. And that was the spider boss going down, and we just need to head back now and talk to Telberil and tell him the bad or good news, or whatever news you want to take and deliver to him.
You're back. Did you find my father? He's alive, though. Aeon, bless you, my friend. I'll get things squared away here and make my way to the tower. I can't believe my fortune running into you here. Thank you for your help.
So there we have it. You don't get much of a reward from these, it's mainly gold and XP, but it helps to have those achievements. You'll get that skill point from the group event, and also a Skyshard. We've done both quests, we've killed all of the bosses, and we have said goodbye to the Crow's Wood, but we'll have one last turn around and look at what is, in my mind, one of the most magnificently designed zones of the entire game still to this day. I'm really excited to be picking this series back up, and next we'll be going to Deshan to go through the delves and public dungeon there. I may do a few filler episodes where I take you guys around and pick up the remaining sky shards for this zone, just in case you don't have any add-ons if you're playing on PC, or you run on console as well and are looking for those sky shards and any other bits and pieces. I like doing this series, it's a lot of fun for me. I've rediscovered my passion and my love for the game, and I've been doing a lot of Mid-Year Mayhem with my guild, Aelith Legion. You should check us out, apply if you're on PC and playing on the EU server. Until next time though, I'll see you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.